I'd like you to imagine an alchemist. What do they look like and what are they trying to achieve? It's likely that the picture in your mind looks something like the images on the screen: the wizened old man magically kept alive by the elixir of life, the glistening ruby-red philosopher's stone, the occult magicians surrounded by an array of signs and symbols. What you probably didn't imagine was a monk, a priest, or a Puritan, and yet these were exactly the sorts of people that were actively engaged with alchemical experimentation in medieval and early modern England. Today we have a tendency to see science and religion as antithetical, two modes of thought that cannot be easily reconciled. In medieval and early modern England, however, the two were intertwined, and alchemists saw their experiments as explorations of God and his creation. Alchemy then was not a subversive, occult practice, but rather a religious pursuit, the purpose of which was to recreate the macrocosm of God's creation in the microcosm of the laboratory. In my research, I consider the ways in which alchemy and Christianity intertwined. I uncover marginal notes on alchemical manuscripts that make reference to scriptural passages, Christian metaphors and allegories buried within alchemical treatises, and material culture which places alchemy directly within religious spaces such as churches. In examining these previously overlooked sources, I found that it's possible to see the very real impact of one of the most significant religious events of the early modern world, the Reformation, on the ways in which people thought about and did alchemy. My research goes further than just identifying the changes brought about by this move from Catholicism to Protestantism, however. In exploring how the shockwaves of such drastic religious change were felt by alchemists, I also challenge the traditional view of alchemy as a static science, doomed to fall into oblivion for its occult and immovable ways. Instead, I show that alchemy was an ever-changing science that was continually reshaped by its practitioners and their socio-religious environments. My research thus prompts the reappraisal of a figure which has become so popularly mythologized, and also draws into question the contemporary dichotomy that we have between science and religion. As the alchemists want to say, the beginning and ending is all one, so let us return to the images with which this talk began. When you think about alchemy in the future, I hope that you delve deeper than the stereotypical images of magic, occult practices, and shining stones. Because yes, these myths make for nice stories, but in perpetuating the stereotype, you miss the very essence of what alchemy really was. Thank you.